Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from
Yo, what's the deal, sports fans? What's going down? It's your boy, Marley Bits. Another episode of Brothers and Bits coming at you live. Another bad day, goddamn, yesterday. Shit. Wait, this shit keep going. I'm gonna mess around and be done to the playoffs start, man. Quick Friday slate. As you can see, I ain't got nobody with me. I'm one deep. So, you know what I'm saying? We gonna make it work. We gonna rock with what we got. At the end of the day, goddamn it. So shit. Try to let a couple more people get up in here, man. Yesterday, let's talk about what happened yesterday. Yesterday was some bullshit. That's what yesterday was. Yesterday was some bullshit. I just want to go over quick, quick little recap from yesterday. God damn, yesterday was terrible. Wizards came through for us. Ultimately, Wizards came through for us. Shit. Bulls, Hornets, not even close. Smack City all the way around. Hawks, dog. I don't know what's going on with the Hawks. What happened with the Hawks yesterday? They let Indiana put up 133. Wasn't even close. Shit, crazy. And man, Grizzlies lost. I don't know who had Grizzlies money line for they parlay, but that shit lost. That's fucked up. Nets. And I said that yesterday about the Nets and Dallas. I said that if you go back and look at the video, as soon as the whole come on, as soon as we talk about the Nets and Mavericks game, I say I like Dallas, then I pause. And I kept saying, like, I don't know how interested the fucking Nets are. Do they really care about that fucking game? And I don't know if they necessarily cared or not, but man, KD 7 for 21. Can't have that. You definitely gonna lose when KD only giving you 20 points, 7 for 21. Not gonna cut it. Kyrie balled, 17 for 31, 7 for 13 behind for the 3-point line, but that's not their recipe for winning the game. You need KD to be the man, or somebody has to pick up the slack and assist, and that's not what Kyrie do. But they need James at the end of the day. They're not gonna be a complete team without James. They're not gonna be the team that we think they are until they get James back in the lineup. Honestly, check the comments real good. Let's go. What's going down, Sebastian? What's up with it? Yeah, man, I'm just recapping yesterday real quick before we get into it, man. I had the Wizards too. Wizards minus the win. We snuck by with that hoe. I don't know who was watching that game. I don't know what's going on in Toronto. They like resting players, but they still playing hard. Like, I don't understand what the fuck is going on. But we got away with the win, 131-129. I had the -1. Like I was saying earlier, the Hawks. And I don't know what the fuck is going on with that shit yesterday with the Hawks, dog. They just come out and get their ass beat damn near every quarter, but the last one, and by then it's too late. I mean, first quarter it was a wrap. They was down by 10, and they just never recovered from the 10. They brought it back in the fourth, but probably wasted too much energy, spending too much energy fighting all the way to come back. Can't get down by that many points, man. Then I hit the over on the Lakers Clippers game, wrap it up barely, man. It was caught it at 211 and they landed on 212. So we barely got out on that. But anyway, man, that was yesterday. So shit, let's get into today. First game we have on the docket, folks, is we got the Pelicans. They going on the road to take on the Philadelphia 76ers. That line has opened up. It opened up at 9, if I'm not mistaken. It's then since gone down and then back up because I'm looking at 10 right now. Let me go look at the live line real quick. That's because of injuries. Zion might not be playing. I know Ingram is out. Embiid is day-to-day, but for it to be at 10, that's weird. See, I got no line on U-Wager. Shark was at 7 earlier. Now it says 10. So that's going to lead me to believe that Zion is probably not playing. That's a hell of a value, though, man. You got to be parlaying that with some shit. That's minus. I'm seeing -10 right now, and U-Wager don't even have a line. But, all right. So, but let's do what we can. Injury report. You got Adams. He's been downgraded to doubtful. Ingram is out. Said that a while ago. Josh Hart is out. Alexander Walker, he's been upgraded to questionable, and Zion is probable. He got injured last game. I'm thinking he might be out for that line to go back up, or that means Embiid is in because he's listed as questionable right now. So one of those two things is going to happen. I would make sure I keep an eye on the injury report before I bet this game if I was anybody. Actual factual. There you
I
go. My
burn,
man.
baby, burn like Disco Inferno.
What's up with it? What's up with it? Actual factuals for this. You got it after this, coach. Actual factuals for the New Orleans Pelicans. They're 5-1 in their last 6 games. ATS. 4-2 straight up in their last 6 games. 4-1 ATS in their last 5 games against Philadelphia. 1-4 straight up in their last 5 games against Philly. I said that. 4-1 ATS in their last 5 games on the road. 1-5 straight up in their last 6 games when playing on the road against Philly. The total is gone under in 6 of their last 7 games. It's also gone under in 4 of the last 5 against New Orleans. 4 of the last 5 on the road, excuse me. Philly, 5-1 ATS in their last 6. 6-0 straight up in their last 6. 15-5 straight up in their last 20. 5-1 straight up in their last 6 against at home against New Orleans. 4-1 ATS in their last 5, and the total's gone under in 13 of their last 20. It's also gone under in 8 of the last 12 against New Orleans, and under in 7 of the last 10 against an opponent from the Western Conference. Right now, I don't have a line on UWager. iShark is giving me 10. Line's been fishy all day. I did have a play on this game. The play I made, which I made this play earlier when it was 8.5 to 9 when I woke up this morning. I took Philly first half -4.5, and I'm going to tell you why real quick. Last 5 games for Philly. I didn't want to mess with the spread, just too many points, backdoor covers. Last 5 games, though. First half against Atlanta. Philly 67, Atlanta 39. First game. Not even close. Next game, it was Atlanta again. Let me get to it. One second. So, in other words, I'm going to tell y'all, in first halves, Philly has been money. Second game against Atlanta. Atlanta has 46. Philly 65. Not close again. Blowout city. Let's check San Antonio game not too long ago. Me and Coach was on this. I think it was -3. Although San Antonio came back first half, easy money.
Easy.
Philly 61, San Antonio 52, 61-52, easy money, 9 points. Let's go to the Chicago game. 2 seconds. I'm finna get there. Chicago game. I'm sure this not close again. I looked at all this stuff earlier. Philly 60, Chicago 43. Last game against Houston. I don't even want to go look into the last game. You get my drift. That was 4 of the last 5 games. It's not even close. They blowing teams out in the early. Zion is questionable. Not sure if he's going to play. Definitely no Ingram. He's ruled out. And Philly at home is just amazing on top of everything else. They don't really lose too much at home. 25-7 at home. So for me, first half, Philly, I called it at 4.5. I don't have a line for it right now, so I can't recommend it to nobody. But if it's at 4.5, if the line is at 10, if it's at 5, I still take it at 5, honestly. They've been blowing people out first half, so it's not even been close at home. So that's my first play. First game, Coach. First play.
All right. I'm kind of right there with you. So you're saying Zion is questionable for today's game?
Yeah, I got him questionable right now. I got him questionable on iShark, and then I got a day-to-day, probable on iShark, excuse me, day-to-day, ESPN. What's my other site I was using? But it's up in the air. But see, the thing that got me tripping is this morning the line was like 8.5, 9. When I put the numbers in before we did the show, it was like 7.5. By the time I started the show, it's no line. but Oshaar got 10. They had 7.5. So I don't know if like Zion not playing or Embiid is playing because Embiid is questionable. United Davis just said Zion out for the rest of the season. Whoa. I didn't know he
Ooh.
was out for the rest of the season. He got hurt last night, if I'm not mistaken.
So
Or
you
was
so
it
you
last
locked your
night?
shit in.
Last game. Hell
So,
yeah.
so you locked your plan. Yeah, I definitely if it's off the board, then might as well just charge that one to the game. But I like your pick for 76ers first half. I'm not gonna give it as an official play because I'm just waking the fuck up from these meds, so
Hey
I'm missing
Sebastian,
out on
I do not
every.
trust the Lightning. I hate trusting the Lightning, but I like the Wild. I like the Avalanche too. Golden Knights. I like them, but they be iffy. Quick hockey too.
Yeah,
I
I'm
out for the season.
I'm gonna pass on that game, but that's crazy. That's crazy because they was getting hot, boy.
They
You
was
know what
in
I'm
it.
saying? But all right,
Yeah.
well, shit. Let's get on to the next. Let's get on to the next game. This now. What's crazy about this? This looks like it should be easy money, but these goddamn Bulls, man, I'm telling you. Boston opened up as a -3 favorite. Right now, that line as a consensus is -4. The total was at 221.5. Right now, that line is at 226. Let's get to these actual factuals. Excuse me. Boston Celtics, they are 35-31 on the year, 32-34 against the spread, while the Bulls are 27-39. They are sneaky ass 27-39. And they're 33-32-1 against the spread on the year. Get to these quick little actual factual trends. Boston 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 games. They're over 6 out of the last 6 games. They're 12-6 straight up in the last 18 games. 12-3 against the spread in the last 15 games against Chicago. They're 12-3 straight up in the last 15 games against Chicago. The overs hit 4 out of the last 5 on the road for Boston. The total has hit under 10 of Boston's last 12 games when playing on the road against Chicago. They're 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 games against an Eastern Conference opponent. 2-4 straight up in the last 6 games against the Central Division opponent. And they are 1-6 against the spread in the last 7 games when playing in the month of May. For the Bulls, they are 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games. They're under 4 out of the last 5. For those guys, they're 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games. The unders hit 11 out of the last 13 at home. The unders hit, like I said earlier, 10 out of the last 12 at home whenever they're playing against the Celtics. They're 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 games this season. 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games when playing against the Eastern Conference opponent. 5-15 straight up in the last 20 games against the Atlantic Division opponent, and they are 1-5 straight up in the last 6 games played in the month of May. For Boston, Tristan Thompson, he is probable for today's game. Jaylen Brown has been downgraded to out. Williams is questionable for today's game as well. For the Bulls, T-Brown, he is out for today's game. Boston, excuse me. Their last victory came on Cinco de Mayo. They won 132-96 against the Orlando Magic, while yesterday the Bulls beat Charlotte 120-99. Marley caught an L on that prediction. Like I said,
Yes,
they're a sneaky ass team, man. The best. Yesterday was just an overall F day. You feel me?
yesterday was a
Like
bullshit day,
that.
y'all.
Yeah, but Bulls versus hosting the Celtics. What you got on this one, Marley?
Look, man, I've been on the Bulls before Levine got hurt. I had been saying Billy Donovan earlier in the season was doing a hell of a job, and even when they made the trade for Vucevic, I thought that they would sneak into the playoffs. It's not until Levine got hurt and they kind of just derailed. Um, with that being said, everybody saw how they looked last night, and I want to take them so bad, but they coming off a back to back, and at the end of the day, they really don't got nothing to play for. I mean, they're in the 11th spot, but they're like 4 games back, 3 games back with like 5 games to go. It's like they're not going to catch the Wizards. And Boston, on the other hand, they're in the 6th spot. So they're right in the spot where if the playoffs ended today, they don't have to worry about no play-in. I don't think they want to be in no play-in with the way they playing right now. I really don't think they trying to get involved in that shit and miss the playoffs. So I think you're gonna have the edge with the intensity with Boston. I don't see how it can't be. And you got Levine coming off a back-to-back, and he's missed I don't know how many weeks. Honestly, Coach, this is a pass for me. I don't have a play because I cannot trust Boston at all on the road. Giving up for no way. Don't trust them. Tristan Thompson's probably out. Jaylen Brown is out. I really want to take the Bulls here. I'm just scared of the back-to-back and lack of motivation. But I mean, they played their ass off last night, right? So I didn't make a play. I don't have a play.
Okay. I'm going shit. I'm going to test my luck. Feel me?
I feel you.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. So I really ain't looked at no plays today like talking about. But I do think Boston. I know my boy Jason Tatum has been playing pretty good, so I'm definitely gonna say I like I want to take them first half. They've been playing pretty good first half. Um, and so I think the best bet would be to take the Celtics first half just because Zach LaVine's legs may be shot just a little bit, for the first half of the game. So I'm gonna ride with that. Put me down, Celtics first half. So it should be at -2.5. Yeah, what they got it at?
Hold on, first half. I see -2.
Give me the Celtics -2 first half.
Got it. Got it.
All right. Give me
Sir,
Celtics first half. Yeah, I'll definitely. Sebastian, I'm kind of with you. I definitely would just take the money line. Spicy nuggets tonight. Yeah, I'll be killing me with that.
Hey, that Philly line came
But
back
you don't
up.
have a play for this game?
That Philly line came back up. It's -10 in the first half. Is -6. Anybody was.
And so no Zion. What about Ball? Is he playing?
Yeah, right. No, Ball is playing. No Ingram.
So you have no Zion, no Ingram. Yeah, that's 6. That's just a lot for the first half. But they could cover that shit. We've actually caught them before covering that.
I think
That
they can
high of
cover.
a spread in the first half.
I
So,
think
and
they
the
can
thing
cover.
about Philly, they do play pretty damn good at home. You know what I'm saying? So,
5-7 at home, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I'm still gonna pass on that. But let's get on to the next game, man. Let's get on to the next game. We got the Timberwolves taking on the Heat. This line opened up in favor of the Heat -6 right now. As a consensus, that line is at -6.5. The total opened up at 220.5 right now. That line is at 227 right now as a consensus. The Timberwolves, they are 20-46 on the year, 30-34-2 against the spread, while the Miami Heat, they're 35-31 on the year, 29-35-2 against the spread. Actual factuals, Minnesota, they're 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games. The overs hit 10 out of the last 15. They're 4-2 straight up in the last 6 games, 4-0-1 against the spread in the last 5 games against Miami. They're 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games against Miami. 3-8 straight up in the last 11 games on the road. Overs hit 4 out of the last 5 games when playing on the road against Miami. They're 1-9 straight up in the last 10 games against opponent in the Southeast Division. 6-13 in the last 19 games when played in the month of May. Miami Heat, excuse me, the overs hit 7 out of the last 7 games. They're 7-for-3 straight up in the last 10 games. The overs hit 5 out of the last 5 games. The overs hit against Minnesota, excuse me. The overs hit 9 out of the last 11 games at home. They're 13-7 straight up in the last 20 games this season. 11-5 against the spread in the last 16 games when played in the month of May. They're 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games when played on a Friday. And they are 11-5 straight up in the last 16 games when playing as a favorite. Injury reports real quick. Beasley is out. Culver's out. McDaniels is out. He's downgraded. He's out for today's game. Excuse me. For Miami, Jimmy Butler, he's questionable for today's game. And Tyler Hero, he is questionable as well for today's game. Minnesota's on a back-to-back loss. They lost to New Orleans May 1st, and on Cinco de Mayo, they lost a close nail biter to Memphis, 139 to 135. While the Heat, they are coming off a loss against Dallas, who put me out of my misery last night, 127 to 113. But before that, they was on a 3-game winning streak against San Antonio, Cleveland, and Charlotte. Miami Heat taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. What you got, Marley?
Man, I wish I knew if Jimmy and Tyler was playing, make things a little bit easier. I don't know that right now. That's to me, Jimmy is crucial to this. Exactly, United Day. That's why I say simple basics. Don't touch Miami without Butler. That's just facts. That's why I say I wish knew Jimmy was playing. So since I didn't know Jimmy was playing, and I think he might not play, but the last time these two teams played each other, Minnesota beat them at home. So this is a revenge game for Miami. But I think Minnesota just kind of one of those teams with that 3-guard lineup that just kind of give Miami trouble, because Hero and Duncan not the best defenders. So really you just got Butler out on the perimeter when you got both of those guys in the game, including Dragic. So they not really that defensively sound up front, even though the effort gonna be there because it's Miami. But I took the T-Wolves here plus the 6.5. I was on them against Memphis with the 3.5. We lost by 4. We lost by half a point. So I'm going back to the well. I think 6.5 is just too much. Too much here for Minnesota to cover, especially if we don't know Butler is gonna play. Based off what we've been seeing from Minnesota, even though they're not in the playoff contention, we still getting effort. We still getting everything we got from that young team. They still playing hard. They just make a lot of mistakes. But I just think Miami not the they're not the most offensively talented team. They hang that on defense. And over the last 10, Minnesota is 6-4 overall. 6-3-1 ATS in that 10, and on the road in that 10, they 3-1-1 ATS. And Miami over the same 10 games at home is 3-2-1 ATS. So I mean, it's not that big of a difference, honestly. And I just think the value is with the points. I just think it's too many points, especially when we don't know what's going on with Jimmy. And extra, I don't think Jimmy's gonna play. But I guess if he does, that line's gonna go up to 6, more than 6. But I got Minnesota plus the 6 here as an official play.
Minnesota plus 6. Is it 6 right now? 6.5.
6.5.
All right. Wolves.
Too many points. Too many points. Especially if Miami, especially if Minnesota turn this into a game where Miami got to try to slow their ass down, because Minnesota go run. Miami don't like to do that. They want to slow the game up and play defense. But if they not knocking down those shots, and Minnesota pushing that goddamn ball, like I say, they beat them last time out. As a matter of fact, it was April 16th, 119 to 111.
Okay. Hold on 1 second, Marley. Let me look at these games. I'm trying to see what's next. All right. Well, I don't have a play for that game, so I'm just gonna pass.
That's why he injured.
Say that again.
Jimmy Butler has the flu.
Oh, he does.
So it's not like an injury. He's not injured. He's sick.
Gotcha. All right, well, let's jump into the next game. We got the San Antonio Spurs taking on the Sacramento Kings. This line opened up in favor of San Antonio Spurs -4. That line is at 4.5 as the consensus right now. The total is at 226.5. Right now, that line is at 223.5 as a consensus. San Antonio Spurs, they're 31-34 on the year and 35-29-1 against the spread. While the Kings are 29-37 on the year, 30-35-1. They just had their Super Bowl earlier this week when they beat the Lakers when King James came back. Get to these actual factuals and these trends. San Antonio, they overset 5 out of the last 6. They're 0-5 straight up in the last 5 games. 2-7 against the spread last 9 games against Sacramento. 15-5 straight up in the last 20 games against Sacramento. The overset 4 out of the last 5 on the road. The overset 5 out of the last 6 when playing on the road against Sacramento. They're 1-5 straight up in the last 6 games this season. 4-10 straight up in the last 14 games against opponent in the Western Conference, and 2-4 against the spread in the last 6 games against an opponent from the Pacific Division. Sacramento Kings, they're 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 games. The totals hit 6 out of the last 7. They're 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games. The overs hit 10 out of the last 15 games when playing against San Antonio. They're 2-6 straight up in the last 8 games at home. Excuse me. 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games when playing against a Western Conference opponent. 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 games when playing an opponent in the Southwest Division, and 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 games when playing on a Friday. Sacramento Kings hosting the San Antonio Spurs. What you got for this, Marley?
Man, the Spurs are on a 5-game. Well, hold on. Is it more than 5? They are on a
Oh yeah, I
5
didn't cover that. Let me get to.
losing streak.
I didn't even get to the injury reports. My bad. T. Lyles is out for today's game for the San Antonio Spurs. Barnes is doubtful for today's game. Me too. He's questionable for today's game as well, and Woodard is questionable for today's game. San Antonio Spurs, they are on a 5-game losing streak. Excuse me. And that losing in the hands to Miami Heat, Boston Celtics, Philly 76ers, and back-to-back games against the Utah Jazz. While the Sacramento Kings, again, that victory when King James came back, it sparked something. They on a 4-game winning streak. They beat the Lakers, which is a playoff team. They beat Dallas, which is a playoff team. They beat OKC and Indiana Pacers. So they on Cinco de Mayo. So they are trending up, while San Antonio is kind of trending down right now. I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
Indiana is a playoff team if the playoffs started today. So that's another playoff team that they beat.
Right. I kind of figured that. So yeah, that
Barely.
Yes. You got.
What'd you say?
I was saying, what you got for this game?
Oh, Sebastian, bro. I got to get on that over, man. I agree with you that the Spurs play no defense. I mean, honestly, both of these teams play no defense. The Kings play less defense than the Spurs. They give up 119. The Spurs give up 110. But in those last 5, the Spurs gave up 126, 110, 113, 143, and 116. But 2 of those games were in overtime. But if you look at the Kings' last 5 games, 3 of those games, they held their opponent to under 100. And in the 2 that they did go over 100, it was 105 and 106. So if we just basing it off the last 5 and not the season, Kings been playing a lot better defense. And they like Coach said, they beat 3 playoff teams and lost to Utah, which is the number 1 team in the conference. I do have a play on this game. Y'all might think I'm crazy, but I got the Kings +4. 7-3 in their last 10. 5-2 as a dog. 6-3-1 ATS, and but 1-2-1 at home ATS. But I'm okay with that. I'm not betting on a team that lost 5 games straight. And that's for sure. And I also sprinkled a little bit on that money line because I think they can actually win outright. I let YouTube everything talk me off of the Kings when they beat the Pacers, and I'm not letting nobody talk me off of it this time. I like these Kings for tonight. I took the 4.5. I also sprinkled a little bit on that money line. Although the Spurs are in desperation mode, they are hanging on to that last spot in the playoff at 10. But I mean, honestly, the Kings are only 2 games back in the loss column with 5 games to go. So this is a crucial game. honestly, for both teams, if they win, they're probably only a game back. They're in 12th. I'm not sure who's in 11th. But they're probably only pretty sure they're only a game back because they're only two games back right now from the Spurs. So, but I just like the Kings to keep rolling. I don't know what's going on with the Spurs right now, but like they're not playing any defense and they're not scoring. I like the Kings plus the 4.5.
All right. I'm gonna pass on this game.
So these teams don't play defense. I don't necessarily disagree with you, Sebastian. I'll take that back. That whole could go over.
Yeah,
You're right. No defense.
check the chat real quick. Yeah, I don't have a play for this game. I'm gonna pass on this one. I'm gonna pass on this one. Can you take over real quick?
I got you. Well, how many? What we got left?
You just got the Nuggets. I'll be back. Just give me, because I got to play for this game. So give me 1 second.
We got 2 games left. All right, I got you though. All right, so the next game we go bust down. We got the Nuggets. They going on the road to take on the Jazz. Coach got more passes than Harden. But they got more passes than Harden today. The Nuggets, they going on the road to take on the Jazz. That line opened up at 4. Let me see if it's currently still at 4. Got it at 4 still. Total is at 215.5. Injury report: Denver, Barton, he's been out. Ward, Murray's been out. Morris is out. Dozier's been out, and Najee's questionable. For the Jazz, Conley's been downgraded to out. He's been out. Mitchell's been out. Morgan is out, and Azubuike has been out. Hit these actual factuals for the Nuggets. Denver 4-2 ATS in their last 6 games. 6-1 straight up their last 7 games. 5-1 ATS their last 6 games against Utah. 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games against Utah. The total is gone under in 5 of their last 6 games. It's also gone under in 7 of the last 8 games on the road. But they're 2-11 straight up in their last 13 games when playing in Utah. And they're 10-2 straight up in their last 12 games. Jazz, they're 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games. 18-2 straight up in their last 20 games at home. 11-2 straight up their last 13 when playing at home against Denver. The total, it's gone under in 8 of their last 12 games. It's also gone under in 6 of the last 9. It's also gone under in 5 of the last 6 against an opponent from the Northwest Division. The boy say Robert Williams after the Celtics hammer the Bulls. That is key right now. Is Levine go fucking eat. Yes, sir. What's up, Jalen? What's going down? All right, back to these Nuggets though. So look, guys. No Conley, no Mitchell. For me, I gotta take the Nuggets in the points here. If you look over the last month, the Nuggets has been one of the top 3 teams in the league. I think it's the Nuggets, the Knicks, and I'm leaving out one more team. Top 3 teams in the month of April. The Wizards. There we go. But both of these teams have won 4 of the last 5. However, the Nuggets just beat the Knicks, the Clippers, Toronto, New Orleans, the Jazz, 2 games against San Antonio, Toronto lost to Phoenix, and a blowout win against the Kings. We get back to what I want to get to right here. Last 10 games, the Nuggets are 8-2, 6-0 at home, 7-2 as a favorite, 1-0 as a dog. They are 1-3 ATS on the road. But honestly, I think Jokic, it's a statement game for him in the MVP running. I'm not sure how many big games they have left. Right now, everybody's arguing that I don't know. My son just interrupted me. Excuse me. Hold on. Let me check. I'm trying to look up the schedule real quick. So they got Utah, they got Brooklyn after this, and then Charlotte, Minnesota, Detroit, and then they'll wrap up with Portland. So it's not too many games left for Jokic to make his statement out here. So for me, and just I don't trust the Jazz without without Mitchell and Conley, honestly. Without both of them in the lineup. I know they still been winning. Um, it's not that I don't respect them. I just don't trust this team without Mitchell, and they haven't beaten anybody over their last five, even though they hot. They lost to Phoenix. They beat the Kings. They beat Toronto, and they beat San Antonio twice. So I'm not impressed by that. I'm on them spicy nuggets. Stopping back at Wendy's. Go get that 4 for 4 with the spicy nuggets and the sweet and sour sauce on the side, and sprinkle a little bit on that money line. They can finally go in there and get one tonight. But definitely on the Nuggets +4.5. Coach, you back yet? I know Coach said play on the game.
I'm back.
I got
a question
Nuggets
for you.
4.5.
You ever tried McDonald's spicy nuggets?
McDonald's got spicy nuggets.
They had
Sounds like
spicy nuggets during football season. Say what?
You're not going to McDonald's. That sounds like a fraud.
They had them hoes though. Hey, I'm right there with you, man. Even though this is one of my teams that I had on my list for a while, that's pussy. And this was even with Murray. But since Murray's been gone, they've been playing great basketball. So I'm gonna back you guys up. I'm gonna take them spicy nuggets. I'm gonna go to Timmy Chan's today and get some spicy nuggets.
We
And
can eat Timmy.
say what?
I say we can eat Timmy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Timmy Chan's today and get those spicy nuggets. I'm gonna back that 4, but I think they're gonna win outright. To be honest with
I
you.
don't know if you saw that boy United Dave say that boy Robert Williams out for the Celtics. That's one of
Yeah,
they
I heard.
big.
Yeah, I heard. That's
Might
scary.
not be a
That is
good idea to find no Bulls.
that is scary. That is scary. But we gonna see. I'll still ride. I already made the play. Fuck it. You know, it's probably a couple of people who was listening. Like, okay, coach kind of got a little good record right now. I'm gonna go ahead and take these Celtics. So I ain't gonna run away that easy. I'm gonna ride with it. We just need them to win the first half, not the full game. You feel me? So,
Right.
um,
That's
I'm with you guys. I'm gonna ride that spicy nugget chain. Let's get to the next game. Where we at? Oh, and I
that.
heard you saying in the month of May, you was trying to figure out what other team was hot. What about the Suns? They wasn't hot during. The Suns
They
wasn't
are.
that third team that was hot.
I think the top 3 was the Wizards. Oh, it might have been. It was the Nuggets, Wizards, and it might have been the Suns. Nuggets, Wizards, Suns, maybe.
Yeah, Knicks were hot in the month of May.
Knicks. That's what it is. I'm sorry. Nuggets, Knicks, and Wizards. No, it wasn't the Suns. Top 3.
Suns popped the boys during their
Top
10-game, 9-game win streak.
over the whole month though.
I got you. All right. Yeah. So this gonna be a good game right in here. This is showdown. Is this game gonna be televised?
I can check real quick. This game is going to be.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me they're gonna have the Kings versus the Timberwolves tonight.
I don't see it. I don't see no station that is saying it's on. They got the Celtics Bulls tonight, and then Lakers Trailblazers. I'll be watching the Suns.
Trailblazers. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get on to this next game. I think this is probably going to be the matchup of the night. You know, the Knicks definitely seeking revenge. So let's get to it. This game opened up in favor of Phoenix -6. Right now that line's at 6.5. The total was at 218. Right. Excuse me. Right now that line's at 216.5. But some spots got it at 216, you know, depending on what part of the total you want to get on, you know, just shop around for the books. New York Knicks, they're 37-29 on the year, 42-23-1 against the spread, while the Suns, they're 47-19 on the year, 40-25-1 against the spread. These actual factuals real quick. New York, they are 15-2 against the spread in the last 17 games. The overs hit 9 out of the last 12. They're 12-2 straight up in the last 14 games, but 0-5 against the spread in the last 5 games when playing against Phoenix. 0-5 straight up in the last 5 games when playing against Phoenix. 7-1 against the spread on the last 8 road games. They're 4-12 straight up in the last 16 games when playing on the road against Phoenix. 8-2 against the spread in the last 10 games this season. And the total has gone over 4 of New York's last 5 games against the Pacific Division. The Phoenix Suns, they're 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games. They're over 6 out of the last 7. They're 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games, 12-1 straight up in the last 13 games at home, 12-4 straight up in the last 16 games when playing at home against New York. The total has gone over 4 out of the last 5 games this season. They're 7-0 against the spread in the last 7 games when played on a Friday, and 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games when playing as a favorite. Injury reports. Burks, he is doubtful for today's game, and quickly he is doubtful as well for the Knicks. For the Suns, Jay Crowder, he is questionable for today's game, and Johnson is out for today's game. New York Knicks, they lost 113-97 on Cinco de Mayo against the Nuggets, but before then, they were on a 3-game win streak against Chicago, Houston, and Memphis. Phoenix Suns, they lost on Cinco de Mayo as well. They got their ass smacked, which kind of set us up for our play that we did yesterday with the Hawks. They lost 135-103 against Atlanta, but beforehand they was on a 5-game winning streak that started off against the Knicks, then went on against the Clippers, Utah, OKC, and Cleveland. So 3 out of 2. I don't know where OKC stands, but 3 out of those 5 games are against playoff teams, and three top playing good playoff teams at that. Anywho, Phoenix Suns hosting the New York Knicks. East Coast traveling to the West Coast, actually traveling to the desert. What you got on this one, Marley?
Yeah, this is a tough game, man. Tough game. I like both of these teams. I think the Suns. I hope the Sun Butler and Hero playing. It sucks. I'm about 6.5. Go back and see what that line is. Anyway, so I did make a play on this game. Back to what I was saying. And I like both of these teams. I think Chris Paul should. I don't think he should get the MVP, but I think he definitely deserves to be in the conversation. If anybody that watch basketball understand what he did when he got to that team, and basically what he's done with every team he's been at over his career. That being said, both of these teams over the last 10 games, I mean, they both been balling. The numbers don't really do no sense to me reading them off. I mean, New York is 8-2, Phoenix is 7-3. 6-2 as a favorite, Phoenix is, and as a dog, New York is 5-2. So I mean, in my opinion, all the numbers cancel each other out right here. And both teams are coming off a loss, so it's not like one team is more motivated than the other. I think Phoenix does want the number 1 spot in the West, and the Knicks need to hold on to the 4th spot. So both teams, I think, are going to play, and are going to continue to play the season out. So for me, I just think the Suns are the better team. We've seen these guys play up in New York, and the Suns beat them by 8, 118-110. And for me, I just think they're just the better team, number 1 in the West for a reason. And then you got New York on the road, coming off a loss, two tough back-to-back tough teams in the West that West for them. So I just think too much Suns, too much Booker, too much Paul, just too much Phoenix right now. I think they cover the 6.5. I took the -6.5 with Phoenix.
Okay. I could dig it.
With the Knicks shit for like 2 months. Hurt.
So I'm going to ride with these. I like the Suns' first half of this game. Like you said, the Knicks are on a West Coast travel right now. Right now they're in the desert. And I just think the Suns played very well in the first half. It's that third quarter that starts to get a little janky for them boys, because especially when they go up big. But then they kind of snap back into it in the fourth quarter. Chris Paul, he starts to be like, hey, man, we got to tighten up. Let's finish. And then they finish, and they actually start to cover a lot of their games towards the end. But I'm going to take the Suns. I'm going to get in and get out real quick. Suns first half was my official play. Hey guys, be sure to like, subscribe, follow if you haven't already. We appreciate all you guys, especially our day ones. You know, you guys keep the show. You're just as important as we are. You know, so we definitely like the comment and how you guys come in. You know, and throw your opinions and stuff like that. I definitely feel that. You know, and I know Marley feels the same way as well.
Facts.
Let's get on to our last and final game. We got the Lakers taking on the Blazers. Oh man, I hate these Lakers, and not even on some. I just hate the organization, the Lakers.
Play
Man, they
this
just
game.
weak to me, bro. Say what?
You got to play on this game.
Would you? Not really, but listen to all the old heads yesterday, Barkley, Shaq, and all of them. They swear up and down. Portland gonna blow their ass out. So I really don't have a play. I don't know. Let me look at these trends and let me look at the injury reports, and I probably will have a play, if not a lean. But do you have a play?
Nah. If I do, Blazers first
You don't
half.
have a play.
I gotta see
That's exactly where I was gonna go.
Portland come out.
Both these teams really on my list of like, man, don't fuck with them. But let's just kind of go through it real quick. Portland -6. This line opened up in favor of Portland -6. Right now, that line is at -7.5 as a consensus. The total opened up at 220.5. Right now, that line's at 223. The Lakers are 30. Lakers are trending down, man. They fuck around and fall into that eighth spot. They're 37-29 on the year, 29-36-1 against the spread, while the Trailblazers they're 37-29 fighting for their playoff spot. 34-32 against the spread. Actual factuals real quick. Lakers, they're 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games, 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games, 9-4 against the spread in the last 13 games. Against Portland, there are 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games against Portland. 0-4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games on the road. 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 games when playing on the road against Portland. 2-7 straight up in the last 9 games this season. 1-5 straight up in the last 6 games against a Western Conference opponent. Portland Trailblazers, they are 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games. 5-1 straight up in they're 5-1 against the spread and 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games. The Unders hit 5 out of the last 7 when playing against the Lakers, but they are 0-6 straight up in the last 6 games at home. 0-5 against the spread in the last 5 games when playing at home against the Lakers. 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games this season. 1-4 straight up and the last 5 games going against a Western Conference opponent. And the overs has hit 11 out of Portland's last 16 games when playing in the month of May. Injury reports for the Lakers. LeBron James is out for today's game against Portland and Sunday's game against Phoenix. Anthony Davis is upgraded to probable for today's game. Schroeder, he's still in quarantine, messing with them girls. Horton Tucker is out for today's game as well. And Caruso? I know I just said his name. I can't think of his name right now. The white boy with the headband. He is
Caruso.
questionable for today's game. Also, yeah, Caruso. He is undisclosed, so they don't know what's going on with him. While Powell is upgraded to probable for today's game against the Lakers. Lakers, man, they lost to the Clippers 118-94 yesterday. So they had to pack up and get on the road. While Portland won 141-105 against Cleveland, a team they're supposed to beat May 5th, but they cost us some bread. I know they cost me some bread. Monday when they played against Atlanta, they lost 123-114. So Lakers, Portland. Do you have any leans to this one?
I lean Portland. I might take Portland. I just need to see how they gonna come out. They don't play good at home for whatever reason. Last 10 games, 5-1 on the road, 2-2 at home. Those are ATS overall. 0-4 at home out of their last 10 games. 4 was at home. They're 0-4. So that's the only thing. Like, I don't know, whatever weird ass reason that is, but they should. There's no way I could back the Lakers all the injuries. So easily, I'm gonna probably take Portland, but I have to see how they come out.
Yeah. United they say this game's an I play game in play. Yeah. If anything, probably watch this game live because they're gonna have it on fucking TV and just kind of make your deals right there. Uh, Everything says lean towards the Celtics. I mean, not the Celtics, Portland, but man, they just I don't know. I don't really like both these teams. So, James Harden, he was in the H, so I'm gonna pass on this one, dog, and I'm gonna ride out with my three plays. So, as a recap, let's go through the recap real quick. Marley likes the 76ers first half. He likes the Wolves plus 6.5. He likes the Kings full game plus 4.5. The Nuggets plus 4, but also said sprinkle a little crack on the boys too. And he likes the Suns minus 6.5. As for myself, I like the Celtics first half. Though Williams isn't playing, I'm still gonna ride first half. Let's just get this. Let's just get in the halftime play. 24 minutes of good ball. I like the Nuggets plus Florida, and I definitely like them to win the game as well. And then I like the Suns for the first half. Do you have any five? You got your $5 come up for today?
Yep. Philly first half minus. Oh, it's not 4.5, huh? -6. Still give it. Philly first half -6. Nuggets plus 4.5. Kings plus 4.5. Suns -6.5.
All right, that's the $5 come up for today. Open mic, open mic, open mic. If anybody got anything they want to talk about NHL, in MLB, whatever it is, hop on. But I want to talk about something real quick, and it's related to my thumbnail for today. Didn't understand what the hell you was talking about yesterday when we after the show ended, and you was like, "Man, Logan Paul Mayweather, what the hell?" I saw that shit. Do you still think it was fake, or
I don't know. I didn't go back and watch it again. Man, you just never know with boxing. That's the thing. Like MMA, you know whether they playing or they serious. Like you know what I'm saying. With boxing, it's been so many gimmicks and so much bullshit, even with Floyd himself. So it's kind of hard for me to say. I get what you were saying yesterday. I never seen Floyd really that mad. I would have to go back and look at like shit that's happened to see and compare. I can't think off the top of my head. But nonetheless, man, I mean, like, it's Logan Paul. Like I said yesterday. Like, Canelo couldn't hit this nigga.
well, Logan came out.
Canelo in his prime, or even in the beginning of his prime,
Logan came out and said it wasn't scripted.
yeah, that's cool. We can say it
No,
once.
my bad. I was saying Logan came out and said, "Nah, unfortunately, it wasn't scripted. Unfortunately, but
I heard him say
so
my
now we're
brother,
talking about the actual fight. Go ahead.
but I mean, maybe maybe it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying they do stuff for the hype. So you know what I'm saying? Which I'm not one of the people that's mad at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I actually like Jake more than I like Logan, and niggas hate Jake, but I just like him because everybody hate him. It ain't really nothing I like about him personally. You know what I'm saying? Man, what you mean? What's going on with Dogecoin? We going to the goddamn moon. What the fuck you mean, United Dave? We going to the moon. That's what's going on with Doge. We going to the moon. SNL on Saturday. What you mean? Anyway,
Yeah.
start diversifying your portfolios. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, though. I am the Wolf of Wall Street, goddamn it. But yeah, man. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not gonna pay for it, but I'm gonna watch it. But was it real? I don't know. It could be. I guess. Does that make a
Yeah.
difference? Like, the fight. When is the fight?
They talking about June 6th in Miami.
Yeah. So I mean, if it was real, like, does that motivate Floyd anymore to like knock him out or to beat him? I mean, I feel like Floyd was gonna beat him anyway. I mean, I feel like we go get a Conor McGregor too, but just worse. Like, do you think Logan Paul and Conor McGregor would be a good fight? Like either way it go, we saw what. If you think it'll be a good fight, then we saw what Floyd did to Conor McGregor. If you don't think it'll be a good fight and Conor McGregor just mopped the floor with that nigga, then we saw what Floyd did to Conor McGregor. So either way it go, what are we expecting? I just hope they hype it up enough to where enough people bet on Logan Paul so I can get Floyd at a decent price.
Man, that line gonna be stupid.
Stupid.
But my boy Floyd did throw a nice little right jab to that boy. You can hear it if you really watch it, and you can hear it. It just was a little pop. And right after he popped his ass, he was still in his boxer stance. Canelo fights tomorrow. That's gonna be a good fight. You know, that whole Sanders camp and Sanders himself, he been talking a lot of shit.
I'm so disappointed.
Canelo boy.
I'm so disappointed. I hope he beat the shit out of Canelo. Canelo get on my nerves. Nigga ain't no chimp.
Yeah.
Nigga dog.
Yeah.
Nigga dog.
Yeah,
Mexicans and niggas.
Yeah, but he I don't know. I think he pissed.
You not fighting the Mexicans and you not fighting the niggas. Like who you fighting, bro? I hope. Yes.
He fighting straight bums. Hey man, but shit, let's get on out of here because I want to check my portfolio because everybody hooting and hollering that Dodge is doing good right now. So
I hope like at 60, like 63 or something. Last I seen it. I heard the hoe might get to $1 this weekend. I don't care what the hoe get to. I'm in it for the long term. So unless that hoe for the sky.
Before I got on the show, right before I got on the show, that was at 66. So, and my boy just texted me 2 minutes ago. He just sent the little rocket shit. So, hopefully, when we end the show, it'd be at 70.
See, man, I'm trying to let that hoe get like a third of what Bitcoin is right now. That's what I'm hoping for.
That's a long. Hey man, but I'm with you. It's a marathon, not a sprint. But hey, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's go ahead and make some bread today, and as Marley always likes to say,
let's beat Vegas, goddammit. We out this motherfucker.
Yeah, all right.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we